So apparently we are scouting Ricardo Calafiori. Calafiori. All right.
Way so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living. I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines. I rap through thought.
What's happening, people? Welcome back to the channel Football Therapy with me, your host Jan. I hope you're doing well. I genuinely really do hope that. Speaking to you here from the kingdom with the most erratic weather. One of the worst summers I can remember in terms of persistent and constant rain, but the sun came out earlier while I was walking, and I started to sweat my gonads off, so there's some information for you. Today on Chelsea News, we are discussing transfers, unsurprisingly. I do want to talk about a little bit more what Ben Jacobs said about Elise. Chelsea apparently have sent scouts to the Euros to watch Calafiori. Enzo Maresca likes him, apparently. He's Italian. That's all I need to believe. Florian Plettenberg will not shut up about Levi Colwill, so we'll speak about that. A little message as well from Marina Granovskaya, who's now on social media. So, yeah, lots to get into. Thank you for joining me today. Yes, thank you for liking and subscribing to this channel. Should you choose to subscribe, hit the bell notifications icon because there's 1 or 2 videos a day here, and you might be interested in what I've got to tell you and present to you in terms of news. So, do consider doing that. Alright then, I'm going to share a couple of pages on Twitter. COCPYS on X, Twitter, shared this video of Marina speaking from her Instagram. It's just interesting, I think, because obviously she was consulted and spoke to by Blue Coat, but she also was sort of dismissed with the rest of the Roman Abramovich regime, which, by the way, I completely understand from the geopolitical stuff and wanting to start again from their own stuff, so I kind of get it. But it's nice that she still has some sentiment here, and here it is. Let's get up. Okay, let's play this. Can we play this? No, I shouldn't full screen because then I lose everything. Technicals.
I wanted to come on here real quick to say that I wasn't really sure about the whole Instagram thing, but I have been totally overwhelmed by the amount of messages, DMs, blue hearts, good memories that have been coming my way. And I just wanted to say a huge thank you to every one of you. I cannot respond to every message, but I am reading them all. I did not expect that, and I'm really, really grateful. So thank you. I wanted to come on here real quick.
You're welcome, Marina. She looks fantastic, I must say. How does Marina Granovskaya? Hold on. Marina Granovskaya, Russian-Canadian, 49. Mamma mia. Yes, it's nice that she still holds some sentiment. She did love Chelsea, so did Roman. You know, still widely regarded as the most fierce negotiator. Well, certainly the most fierce female negotiator in the football. And I do wonder, like, because obviously she got a job at Chelsea because she was like Roman Abramovich's personal assistant, and then she sort of like just learned the trade and got into it, and before you know it, she was like the one running Chelsea. So I wonder if she's got the thirst to like get back into football. She's financially sound. She doesn't need to work, so probably not. But yeah, it's nice. It's nice. Very interesting to see if she does anything else in football. Anyway, it's Chelsea related. It is a story I wanted to share with you guys there. All right then, I've just realised that I've turned the wrong volume down. Hopefully the audio stayed fine there. So I play one video on a video and it all messes up. Right then, let's move on, shall we? And talk about defender. Florian Plettenberg, of course, the Sky reporter from Germany. He's saying FC Bayern have inquired about Levi Colwill in the last weeks. They also have gathered information about a potential transfer this summer. So he will not back down on this story. He does say, at this stage, Chelsea won't let him go. But understand, Colwill would be open to join Bayern as soon as Bayern's interest becomes concrete. Is this true? Is he that ambitious? However, the potential transfer fees are currently far too high for Bayern, which is why the pursuit has currently gone cold. But Colwill remains on the shortlist of Bayern. Early stage of the window, no agreement with Leverkusen about Tar yet. A lot can still happen. Now, Fabrizio Romano, of course, has reposted this, come back and is saying Chelsea see Colwill as a big part of the future. He's sort of reiterating this, saying Chelsea aren't necessarily, good to sell him. I'm very uncertain about Colwill's position in all of this. Because remember, he did extend with us last summer, which was great. I celebrated that because he's, I don't want to sound like a broken record, but Liverpool were coming in really hard for him. Klopp really wanted him. Of course, Brian did. He's very highly rated in the game, as would dictate Bayern Munich coming in and trying to buy him. Chelsea, of course, don't need to sell him. He's on a long-term deal. They know he's worth a lot of money. But what does he want to do? Does he want to go to Bayern Munich and join Harry Kane and win loads of Bundesliga titles? I say that thinking of Bayer Leverkusen, but have a good chance of winning league titles and Champions Leagues, better than Chelsea at the moment. But this whole Chelsea academy thing, the romance of it, do they really care? I know you could say the fact how perhaps since the club has changed under the new ownership that maybe they don't see the pathway, but he's in the team. We've just given him a long time. He's not he's not an academy player. You've played for Chelsea. You're in the team. We've given you a long-term deal that you've just signed. Are you Chelsea or not? Do you know what I mean? There is a little bit that I get the frustrated kids that see us buying Esteval Willian and Kendrick Pius and all these people, and they'll feel like the pathway's blocked. I totally understand that, but no, Chelsea have demonstrated how you're really, really valued by them. So what are you doing here? Look, who am I to criticise a professional footballer with ambition? But pick a side, man. And of course, this is just one geezer saying this, but he is adamant that Colwill is interested in Bayern if it materialises. Not necessarily to say he wants to leave Chelsea or is desperate to leave Chelsea. Maybe he's just an ambitious kid keeping his options open. Let's talk about Elise. Coming from Ben Jacobs, Chelsea won't be forced to overpay for Michael Elise. Focus will simply be getting on Elise to buy in. And then Chelsea will decide to trigger the complicated clause or try a different structure. This friggin' complicated clause. Everyone just says, ooh, it's a really complicated clause, but doesn't actually give you any, proper data on it. Do you know what I mean? Chelsea won't be, there is no disadvantage compared to UCL clubs regarded in the clause, which is in the region of 65 million quid. Yeah, we've responded to that piece of information being cleared up for us already. Newcastle and Bayern they've also both approached Palace this week. 66, look man, if you get, Elise's worth 60 million quid, he just is. I'm sorry, he is. But if he stays fit, he's worth that and more. It will just get better and better and better. Yeah, man, like I said, we've looked at the stats. We compared them only yesterday or the day before. Do go back and watch the recent videos on Elise, because we look at, he's a baller, man. He's excellent. In the limited minutes he's got playing for not the most talented side in Palace, he's demonstrated immense data, and there's nothing sexier than good data. So interesting to see that. I wonder, getting him to buy in. We've already said that. We've already read different reports and reacted to here on the channel about how he likes Chelsea, how he wants Chelsea. Of course, you're going to hear conflicting reports throughout transfer windows. Such is the nature of the beast. But I think he would be interested, personally. They'd probably need to just map out the complete plan in front of him for him to agree to. But yes, I would like Michael Elise, so we'll see what happens there. Of course, the story will be followed by me closely and meticulously, so keep it locked to Football Therapy. And I do want to end on speaking about the defender, of course, Riccardo Calafiori, someone I've referenced briefly on the channel before. Talk of the town at the moment because he's looking really good for Italy. He looks like a proper Italian defender with that square jawline and long, luscious locks. He's very young, he's 22 still. Well, he suits the Project 2030 Sporting Director's fun time plan. But he looks good, doesn't he? Of course, he's excelled for Bologna, getting them into the Champions League. Other clubs are looking for him. And the story here is that Chelsea have sent scouts to watch him at the Euros. They watched him play for Italy yesterday in that interesting game. good opportunity to remind you here that I'm reacting to most of, if not all, of the Euros games on the second channel, Football Yannick. If you want to hear me talk about non-Chelsea stuff, which some of you do, and you are watching the Euros games as well, just head on to YouTube and search Football Yannick. Just replace the word therapy with Yannick, and my channel should be there. Consider checking that out. Yes, so he's playing well for Italy. He looked like he was being directed quite a bit by Jorginho in that game, but by all accounts, he's a great defender, and a lot of people are getting very excited about him, as is always the way, isn't it? There'll be a hipster's choice that does well in one of the European leagues, performs well, the sort of the stats nerds and tactic nerds will be talking about them, and then they'll play in a an international tournament in the summer. Suddenly, more eyes are on them, and everyone's like, yeah, we told you about this guy, and he becomes even more vogue. That seemingly is the case with Riccardo Calafiori. Now, of course, we've signed a new defender in Tosin, who, by the way, is a great signing. We've spoken about that at length here on the channel. And of course, we've signed a new tall defender. We're thinking maybe 2 in, 2 out. So Thiago Silva's out already. Tosin, you could say, is the replacement. I guess Chelsea is still planning on selling Trevoh Chalobah. Again, a pure profit asset, maybe £25 million on the books straight away. I'm not sure how much Calafiori would be, but even if he's like a decent amount, the spread amortized over 5 years, the initial year will be peanuts compared to the 25 million that you would get immediately injected from the sale of Trevoh Chalobah. Now, I'm not saying you don't make me. This isn't a hit piece on Trevoh. If the sporting directors or if the management team, if Enzo Maresca says Trevoh's good, he can do it, I want him, then yeah, I'll be delighted to keep him. I've never looked at Trevoh Chalobah and gone, oh, what a bad player. I've never thought he was like an amazing Galactico level defender in terms of his ceiling. I've just never thought that personally. I'm not saying that's not the case. You may think that, but I've always felt like he's a good lad. He seems like a really good guy, and when he comes in, I don't feel worried, and that alone might just be value to keep him. But maybe Chelsea are looking for a bit more than that. I don't know. And maybe they're looking for to internationalise the team a bit more for brand expansion and awareness. I don't know. I'm sure they think of all these things. But he looks good, Calafiori. He does. He looks very, very, strong, dominant. I'm not going to pretend like I know loads about him. I looked at him briefly when we spoke about him before, and he looks good in the game yesterday. But the story is Chelsea scouts are looking at him. Other news as well I want to talk about briefly to end the video. Let's just do a little transition. A secret scout on Twitter is confirming Esteval to Chelsea is a done deal. Esteval Willian, of course, Messinho, we knew he completed his medical tests, which we spoke about yesterday and referenced. And I'm guessing now after that's implying that the deal is done, that the documents are signed, and we can expect him to arrive at the end of next summer, or in the next summer, sorry, and who knows, maybe like Kendry Páez, maybe be available for the Club World Cup. It would be fanciful for them to just be immediately slam dunked into a difficult competition for a club they've not really played for before. That would be very, very tough. But the Club World Cup's full of really hard teams, but there'll be easier teams as well. Maybe they can get some time off the bench and stuff like that. Okay, other than that, of course, we spoke about Soro Guirassy yesterday, who could be available between 15 and 17 million pounds, a senior striker that scored 30 goals in 30 games last campaign. Do go watch my video that I uploaded yesterday evening to get details on that, because that could potentially be a very, very exciting striker signing and also be very appropriate for our situation. So I'll leave it to you guys. Let me know what you think. A little bit of a shorter video today, but of course as stuff pops off, we will react to it here. I'll present it to you, and I'll, as always, ask for your thoughts and opinions in the comments. So thanks for joining me. I hope to see you back. Peace.